Good afternoon, everybody. It's the Dog with you on another Monday, the 29th of January 2018. Where has the year gone to already? All the way through January. Well, he's a tough guy to get into the studios because he's so busy, and he's getting ready, and along with his mammoth team, they're getting ready to celebrate their first anniversary. We're talking about Jeff Babinski, Del Lago Resort and Casino anniversary coming up February 1st, which, by the way, if you're keeping track, that's coming up Thursday. And without further ado, Jeff, it's good to have you on board. Thank you for coming in.
Good afternoon, Doc. Good to be here.
It's great to have you back. I know Jeff was scheduled to come in a couple of times the last few months, but as his job and having worked in that facility and hopefully going back someday, I really appreciate the amount of work this guy does and the number of meetings he has to go to. And unfortunately, his schedule called for him to be at meetings, and we had to get him in. And he promised he'd be in today as we near the first year anniversary. And let's talk about it, Jeff. You've been with the Del Lago now. You said you're going to be around in the facility from the start you came into town to get it going and rolling. You're looking at, what, 2-year anniversary?
2-year anniversary, April 1st.
It's amazing. And I recall, along with Mary, standing with thousands of other people outside of the opening doors, and you were behind the glass, and you were counting down, and you opened up the doors, and here we are, a year into it, and your reflections on how fast the year's gone.
You know, what an amazing year. We got the casino open February 1st of last year, and then you fast forward to July 1st, we opened up the 205-room hotel. So it's been a crazy year. We've had some great entertainment, and what we set out to do was, ultimately drive tourism to the Finger Lakes region. Put over 1,200 team members to work. We're driving tax revenue to the county. So we're excited. It's been a fun ride, and I look to celebrating many more and sitting here next year.
I know, and let's talk about some of the disciplines that you're in charge of. You're in charge of obviously everything out there because you are the head man, which of course you have a great number of team members and executives that work alongside of you that run the disciplines. But let's talk about a few of the disciplines. I mean, for example, Portico, a phenomenal restaurant. A lot of people have gone. I've taken Mary there many times. We've brought friends there. It's really unlike any other restaurant I've been to. The class food, the phenomenal wait staff that they have there. And I'm stuck on Kobe meatball, I admit that. And before any show that I go to, I always get the Kobe meatball because I don't want to order a complete meal, but the Kobe meatball is a complete meal.
Yes, it is.
It's amazing. I mean, the Portico is phenomenal, and you got to be thrilled with the way Fabio and that restaurant is run.
I'm thrilled with the entire operation. Portico just being a piece of that,
Right.
We're constantly increasing the number of covers. It's on the weekends it's hard to get a seat in Portico, and I will say the staff in Portico has done an amazing job. But really, the 1,200 plus team members that we have at Del Lago have truly done an amazing job, and I can't thank each and every one enough for the last year. So they're doing a great job. Portico, we continue to bring in different menu items. Looking for that farm to table, and it's been a great addition, a great restaurant.
And a good friend of yours that handles the entertainment side of it, of course, the young man that has done a phenomenal job. I had him on the show a couple times, Jason. Him and his team done a great job, and we went and saw Frank Caliendo recently. We cracked up because I love him, and he was everything I expected and more. But talk a little bit about the Vine and that phenomenal entertainment. You continually booking jobs and people coming through the area, and it's been a big hit.
It's been a wonderful addition. It's been a great venue. I'm so excited that what we do in the Vine is really second to none. There's a lot of great venues in the market, but for that intimate experience, the Vine showroom has truly been amazing. We're going to have some repeat concerts coming up with Boys to Men, before Boys to Men on during that Valentine's week. We have Brian McKnight coming in. Trace Atkins is returning to the Vine. So not only are we hearing great things from our guests and customers, the entertainers who visit really love the venue, and they're asked they before they even leave, they're ready to book another event and say, we got to come back here. We love it. So, Jason and his team have done an amazing job in the showroom.
And we're talking about Jason Klug, of course. Him and his team have done a great job. And I should point out that Tiffany, who is one of his key members, just had a baby recently, and congrats to Tiff. And I know she was excited about it, and I know she's, I'm sure, a happy mother.
Oh, yes. Yes, she is. She was in the other day.
That's great.
Her and the baby are doing great.
That's great. Well, when you showed me around and gave us that tour for our 50th anniversary along with Jimmy Wilmot, I got to admit that you told me about the vines, and of course it was just a slab of dust and mud at that point. When I asked you how many it's going to hold, you said around 2,500. And the quaintness and there's not a bad seat in the house. And to me, and again, Mary, that we've always enjoyed going to those concerts because unlike a 10, 15, 20, 25,000 seating capacity, I love the look. I love the quaintness of it. And I think to point out, folks, if you've never been to a concert, speaking for Jeff, I urge you to get tickets to the show. You will not be disappointed. There's not a bad seat in the house. And it really is a fine outing, and the pricing is very reasonable. So if you haven't been out there yet, I know we're on our 1-year anniversary. I'm asking you to give it some consideration. Get some tickets, and I think you'll have a great time. I know you'll have a good time because it is so confined and so quaint. I love that about it.
Thank you.
Hey, let's talk about sales tax revenues. One thing that you said was going to happen, you and the ownership, that bringing Del Lago on board here in Seneca County, that the sales tax revenues would increase and it would give more dollars for local governments, and it's exactly what you've done. Mm-hmm. The statistics are in, and you guys in Seneca County had 9.2% increase in sales tax. Cayuga County over 10%. Speak about that. That is something that you talked about in a lot of your press releases. That's important for local governments.
Yeah, when you look at, you go back before I even got to the Finger Lakes region, the goal was to put people to work, mm-hmm. Drive tax revenue to the county, and partner with local businesses, and we've done all three of those. Mm-hmm. We're continuously looking for ways to bring more business to the property into the Finger Lakes region, and we're doing that. The admissions, are doing good, and when they stay at the hotel, not only are they spending time with us, but they're exploring the region, and they're patronizing, other businesses here locally. So, mm-hmm. I think when you look back and you look at some of the negative articles,
sure.
At the end of the day, we've checked the box. We built an amazing resort with great rooms, great team mm-hmm. members. We're driving tax revenue to the county, and we have over 1,200 people who are working, mm-hmm. and then we're buying goods and services from local businesses. I mean, what more could you ask for?
I can't imagine, and I know there has been some negativity to projections. We won't go into the long detail on that. I know that you were going to address that. I think projections are just that, projections. You certainly want to attain that or try to scare it, certainly. But overall, I think Del Lago has nothing to be ashamed of. You guys have, talking about doing things for local businesses and people outside of Seneca County, what touched me is what all of you done as far as giving out donations and helping out the wounded warriors. I mean, this could take an hour to go through the list. ARCs, food pantries, Habitat for Humanity, to mention a few, the United Way, the Salvation Army, the National Women's Hall of Fame. It's a Wonderful Life, on and on and on. What you guys have done, along with your committees that examine what you can do and how you can get it to certain elements of our Seneca County and surrounding areas. That is to make you feel good that you're not just taking the profits and the monies and just taking it and putting it in the bank. You're sharing it with other folks that deserve it, and you need to talk about that. I think it's important.
It's we just developed a logo. Mm-hmm. Del Lago Cares. Yep. We're always looking at. We meet about every other week to figure out how we can better serve the community, how we can be more involved, mm-hmm. how we can give back. Save our Tasting Tuesdays that we have mm-hmm. at the end of the month every Tuesday has been a huge draw. It brings in wineries, breweries, local stores mm-hmm. that are displaying and showcasing their product. And we're not taking a dime from that. We're giving it all to charity, which the next one will go back to House of Concern for a second round. and we're actually going to do a Friday kind of tasting Tuesday, if you will. But this Friday, we already have 13 vendors signed up, ready to do a Friday version of the Tasting Tuesday. So if you're around for our 1-year anniversary, you got to come check us out Friday.
Well, I know that the casino enjoys having this big splash once or twice a month, sometimes 3 times a month, where you give away a truck, or you give away cash, you give away boats. And I have been at a couple of those events again, and there's nothing quite like getting in that environment with a casino packed, and somebody's going to walk off with a huge prize or prizes, because not only do you give the huge prize at 10 or 11 at 10 o'clock at night, you also give away $1,000 drawings, which excites people. And I know you for firsthand, because you're usually there for those events. It means a lot to people that get excited to win something huge, and you do it every single month.
Yeah, I mean, we this past Saturday we gave away a Ford F-150. But I'll tell you what, just giving away some T-shirts, people go crazy over the T-shirts.
I know.
So much that this week, all week long, we're going to do random acts of kindness, if you will, where we do a T-shirt toss, and there's going to be an individual or two who actually is lucky, and we'll have $100 in one of those T-shirts. So
nice.
All week long we're doing that, and not to mention the fact that we have drink specials. We have like $1 Bud Light, $1 Buds, $1 Captain Cokes. So
that's right.
We're celebrating all week long, and that's really what it's about. I want to put all the noise behind us,
sure,
all the negativity, and focus on all the good and all the exciting things that we have going on at the property. And
that's a fact. And one thing that intrigued me, getting in on the list of getting certain gifts on Sundays and Tuesdays when they give away stuff, and I am thankful enough to get some of that some of those materials, which are great. But I got a kick out of it. I was wondering one day when you were advertising the gift of a pie, and I said, interesting gift, a pie. And then I started looking into it, and came from Special Touch Bakery up in Rochester. And when I arrived to get my pie, I saw one of the owners or some of the people that are involved in running it, and they were so beaming with pride. And I got to tell you, that was a phenomenal pie. And you gave them an order of 3,500 pies, obviously the biggest order they've ever had. And talk a little bit about that. Those people were excited.
Well, which pie did you get?
I got the, what was it? Did we get I think we got the apple.
Yeah, they have some amazing pies.
Yeah.
I had not heard of them before I got here, and we kind of got together by a mutual party, and tasted their pies, and I was like, wow, this is amazing pie.
Yeah.
But I think it's even more of an amazing story when you actually visit the bakery and see the people that they're putting to work, who are just thoroughly enjoying what they're doing and putting a lot of care into their pies. So when you walk through there, it was just a no-brainer. I mean, you're able to do something good, purchase locally, and then give it to our guests who, quite honestly, may have not have heard of them. And their pies are truly amazing, and we hope to do more with them. And I can't get enough of that pie. Actually,
I know.
I got to go running now just to think of talking of the pie.
Well, Jeff Babinski is my special guest today. Of course, the Executive Vice President, General Manager. He's been on a dog show a few times, and we always love having him come back, and he did promise he'd be here. And thanks out to his ace right-hand person. I got to love that girl, Caitlin Peck. She's a doll, and she booked it about 7 weeks ago, and she sent me a note over the weekend. Dog, you're the only one on his schedule so far, so that kept me feeling pretty good that we were going to get him. Jeff, let's talk about dealers. And when you first opened the casino, I was able to play some cards, and we talked down the hallway at the casino a couple times. And I think you asked me how was I going when you're playing cards. I said, some of the dealers were a little nervous. It was new, brand new. You touched on that when you came in to talk about when you were having your dealer schools. And I did notice a couple of nervous dealers, and I would have been awestruck myself if I was trying to do that. But one thing I've picked up on the last several months is I see major improvements. I see where they're getting at ease and they're much more confident. And even on a busy Saturday night or a Friday night or a Sunday, they're able to pay out and they're able to get that game moving and touch on that. I think you guys have made a major improvement, and I think you would agree with me.
Yeah, I mean, when you go back to the dealer school and when we're hiring, these are employees that had never dealt a game in their life.
Right.
So it's the equivalent of being a rookie baseball player standing at the plate for their first time. I mean, you got all kinds of emotion and nervousness going on. So we knew no matter how long you spend inside the classroom, the classroom can only do so much. There's that real experience and being out there on the table live that you have to overcome.
Sure.
And like you said, early on it was some challenges.
Sure.
But they rose to the challenge, and they're doing great. They're I had confidence in them all along, and I knew that their skill set would become much improved as time went on, and like you said, you experienced what they're able to do now, and they're dealing great games.
That's right. Well, Jeff's going to be here for the full half hour. We're going to got more to talk to Jeff about, what's in touch for next year, other things in his mind he's thinking about doing. Of course, we're going to talk about the hotel. He mentioned the hotel. My buddy Chris, who oversees that, and his team, having been in there. Matter of fact, we're going to Social tonight. My buddy and myself are going to do that big burger. Can't wait for it. Let's take our commercial break, and one of our great sponsors is Del Lago Resort and Casino. Come back with Jeff Babinski here on The Dog Show on a Monday. Acting as a gateway to the Finger Lakes, Del Lago leverages the natural beauty and unique offerings while enhancing tourism in the region. The casino features 2,000 slot machines, 89 gaming tables, including 12 poker tables, portico by Fabio Viviani, a 2,400-person entertainment center, farmers market buffet. The hotel, spa, and banquet facility will open summer 2017. Cayuga Lake National Bank. Visit Bill Ryan and his team for all of your banking needs. Offices in Union Springs and Aurora, a fine sponsor of this show for over 30 years. DA Liquor on Bridge Street in Seneca Falls. Amy Padula and her team will find the right spirit for you every time. When you stop in, tell Amy the dog sent you. The Gould Hotel welcomes you to come out and enjoy the revitalization of this historic downtown Seneca Falls landmark. Every Wednesday is Ladies' Night with special price drinks and half-priced appetizers. The Omen Theater on William Street in Lyons. See what's playing this week at omentheater.com. Located off New York State Thruway Exit 41, the McGee Diner has earned their reputation as a popular family restaurant, serving country fresh home-cooked meals daily. Stop in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and check out their menu at mcgeediner.com. The Child Advocacy Center of the Finger Lakes is a child-friendly location where allegations of physical or sexual abuse are responded to by a multidisciplinary team of professionals. The team works together to conduct a thorough investigation and to provide necessary support services to children and their non-offending caregivers with a goal of minimizing further trauma to a child. Seneca Metals is an award-winning company that has earned a reputation of going above and beyond to protect the environment and support their community. As an EPA inspector once said, their operation is head and shoulders above the rest. And the Newark Pilots of the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League, a minor league team with a major league ballpark. Season ticket packages available at newarkpilots.com. And the Wilson Press in Seneca Falls. My good pal Rich Rickey and his team can handle all of your printing and mailing needs. Visit them online at wpress.com. Welcome back, everybody. It's The Dog with you, H. Weber, along with my friend Jeff Babinski, Executive Vice President, General Manager, Del Lago Resort and Casino. Big doings coming up this week. February 1st, which is Thursday, going to be the one-year anniversary. Jeff pointed out during the early part of the show that he has been around for a couple of years getting this thing rolling. Before we go back to Jeff, I just want to remind everybody about Seneca Metals, too. They have some special events coming up. They have a Blue Moon Adventure, they're calling it, and it's a free show. It's a blue moon, only comes once in a while in a blue moon. See the magic of a blue moon through our telescope and learn what animals are out and about on a short walk with our Audubon educator, Lacey Gardner. To register, give a call to 315-539-5624. That's located at Seneca Meadows Wetlands Preserve, Blackbrook Road in Seneca Falls. It's coming up Wednesday this week, January 31st from 7 to 8 o'clock in the evening. It's a free program. It is a family-type program. So if you're interested, give that a call, and we'll go from there. Enjoy to check out that good old type of topic, which they do a lot over at Seneca Meadows. Well, Jeff, we talked about before the commercial break a lot coming up as far as this week being the anniversary, and we'll give you an opportunity to run down what we want to talk about as far as what's going on.
Well, yeah, starting with today, obviously, it's Monday. We have the Buy One, Get One Mania, which is taking place at Portico Sociale, the Vine and Farmers Market Buffet. Tomorrow, we're going to have Taco Tuesday at the Vine, $1 beef tacos, and $1 Corona beers. On Wednesday, those are our Whiskey Wednesdays, so we have $1 Jack Daniel's mixed drinks. And then on Thursday, our anniversary, we are handing out first anniversary T-shirts. Then we're doing a cash drawing at 7:30. And those who receive their anniversary T-shirts, if they come back on Friday the 2nd or Saturday the 3rd, they'll get $5 in free play. That evening, on Thursday, we do have Grand Funk Railroad in the showroom. So we're excited to see them. And then we have the Tasting Tuesday or Tasting Friday, right. This Friday, and then on Saturday we're handing out cupcakes. And again, all week long we're doing $1 Budweisers, $1 Bud Lights, $1 Captain Cokes, $1 House Wine, and then we can't forget the Finger Lakes. We have $2.50 Flower Power by Ithaca Beer. And again, we got the T-shirt grab all week long, and then we have tier multipliers all week long for the various tiers. So we're excited. We're also doing some things behind the house for all the team members to help celebrate and really great. Promote with them, where the executives are going to serve them lunch and dinner all day long. So we're really looking forward to it. They get a kick out of it.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, that's great. And by the way, should point out that one of the features of Del Lago is the hotel, and our friend Chris Polito, who oversees that operation with his team. The comments have been, myself and Mary have not stayed there yet. So we were invited to stay. We haven't got there yet. But certainly, Jeff, you got to be impressed with the hotel. I have talked to several people in the casino and other eateries of the casino that have stayed at the hotel, and they're raving about it. And your thoughts on the hotel so far?
The hotel's doing great. Love it. I mean, we're filling up on Fridays and Saturdays, Thursdays as well. Sundays, it's picking up. We've had great reviews. The spa as well, which is right there as you walk north past the hotel lobby, is doing really well. I don't think many people know that we have it, but I mean, you can come in, get your hair done, get a manicure, pedicure, right. Get a treatment. So Renee and her team are doing an amazing job in the spa, and then right before you get to the lobby or the hotel elevators, you have Sociale, which is not only our coffee shop but a great restaurant with great food. Chef Joe does an amazing job in there. Local boy who just knows how to cook.
Oh, he does. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Again, we're going to be there in a couple hours, having a little something. My buddy, I love going there. I got to say, they probably have the best shrimp cocktail I've ever had. I really do. They're long and they're firm. I love it. And matter of fact, I took some home to surprise Mary one night, and it was great. Had a little takeout, so it was fantastic. Jeff, as you look forward to the casino and every day you go to work, you try to make it better and better. And the period of time that I was with you working in the marketing side, doing the buses and handling some of that, and had a lot of fun doing it. I think the majority of the people I've ever run across when I was there, I think that they were upbeat. They were excited about having a job. They were excited about being treated fairly by your team. And I think that's a key element. Not only are you supplying 1,200 people jobs, for the most part, everyone I've run into, with very few exceptions, they love coming to work. And I think that's what you wanted to have happen.
Yeah, we talked, a little over a year ago, and you asked me what my number one goal was, and
sure.
It was first and foremost getting people hired, but secondly, making sure that those team members that we have love coming to work every single day, and that's where it's at, because ultimately, we have great shows, we have great hotel rooms, great restaurants, and an amazing casino floor, but without the team members, it doesn't run. And you got to have team members who are willing to, give 110% when they're on stage, if you will, and provide that great service. You mentioned it. Your experience at the table, Yeah, they're dealing cards, but it's fun. It's interactive. So that's what it's all about, and that's what separates us from our competitors.
And to think about playing cards, if I'm playing and I have sat down, and if you're losing, the dealer wants you to make it feel good and say, well, we'll get them next time, or make it feel good, or get you a drink. I think that's the thing that I love about playing cards at Del Lago is when I was playing, I found that the dealer, if you were not having a good run, they were always supportive of you, trying to get you something to get you excited. And when you won a hand, they gave you a little applause and say, maybe it's turning for you. Because we all know gambling is just that. It's lady luck a lot. And but if you're working with a team member and they're making you feel at home and asking you about, hey, you got an anniversary, you're with your wife, or what's going on with the kids, that makes you feel good. And I like that part of it when you sit down. Yeah. And most of the members I've dealt with out there have always been very friendly, and that's what you got to have. There's nothing better than having a friendly person to deal with.
Yeah, and when you think about it, we're a very young property. We're turning 1 year old, so we're always challenging ourselves on how we can do better. And looking for the next biggest event or next biggest entertainer. So that's what it's all about, and that's what we're looking forward to. This year is really how do we challenge ourselves, how do we challenge the status quo, and how do we improve our service and bring bigger and better events to the property.
And I gotta bring this up because I've had several people know when you were coming on today about the 21-year age, and I know you dealt with it the last 4 times you were on the air. Please remind our viewers today, the 21 is there for a reason. That is what you established. And people say, well, we want to bring our kids in to eat and done this. And the reason is it's on the casino floor. You've dealt with that issue before. Yeah, so talk about the 21-year age
look,
scenario.
It's not going to change.
Okay.
Right? It's on the gaming floor.
Right.
And there are requirements to operate a casino within the state of New York. And because we have certain restaurants and our showroom, which you have to access the gaming floor to, you cannot be under that age in order to get in. So, it's a requirement that we are mandated to uphold in the state of New York. So it can't change. I mean, the gaming floor itself is not changing. So
exactly,
yeah, it's not. We're not going to narrow that footprint because you can't. And so
that's right.
Unfortunately, you have to be 21 years of age or older to enter and visit some of those establishments.
Very good. So now you heard it from the guide. It's leading the casino. And by the way, just so that that. We have some issues regarding people complaining to me about, well, I'm not 21. Well, you're going to be 21 in a year, so come back and have a good time. But we were talking about the facility and how you've seen it go through the 1 year transition now as we move into the anniversary coming up on Thursday. As you look forward to down the road, I know you're trying to enhance the program and enhance what you're offering presently. A lot of surprises. I know you like to keep things under wraps, but I think you would probably want to say the few words before we go to Super Bowl predictions of how wonderful it has been for you to deal with local businesses that have been part of using your players' cards. I, for one, stop at McGee Diner, and I love what you've done, allowing them to accept players' cards. I'll go in there and have breakfast and not have a lot of cash and hand the card to them, and they swipe it and they take it down your points. That, to me, working with other businesses is really a true testimony for what you've done.
Yeah, that nice. Program has been well received and is getting used more and more every single day.
So good.
And we're still looking for additional partners.
Sure.
We wanted to roll it out and make sure that it worked like we expected it to work. It is, and so we're going to continue to grow that segment of our business and allow our players to redeem their points outside of the property, and that's what it's all about. It gives businesses exposure to players that may not normally visit their establishment, and it's helping them too. So we're excited and want to continue to grow that piece of our business and hopefully add more over the course of 2018.
Well, listen. As you know, we thank you always for coming in. We appreciate you carving out 30 minutes or 45 minutes by the time you get back to your office, because I know you probably got things to do when you get back. I appreciate you spending time with us and updating our viewers, and we'll get you down the road back in again.
Sounds good.
Now, listen, before we go off the air, Jimmy, it's an important topic. This is Super Monday. All right, Jim, this is Super Monday. Tomorrow's Super Tuesday. And then, of course, Sunday is the big one. Now, I know that Jeff's roots are from St. Louis. and I know that you have a feeling on the game. We talked about it coming up the elevator, so we're going to throw it to you first. Give me your thoughts, and you mentioned to me to share it with the audience. So who you pulling for?
All right. So, look, I root for the NFC. That's
Yep.
where my team is, the Green Bay Packers. And since I live here in upstate New York, which is rather close to the Buffalo Bills, who's in the AFC, and the Patriots are a rival of the Bills,
Sure.
I am going to have to root for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay. And by the way, the Las Vegas line, since we're talking to an executive of a casino where gambling is okay, but the Las Vegas line is 4.5. New England favored by. The over-under's 48. So you folks may not know what that means. If you take the over, you have to be 48 or over. 48's a push. Over that total combined points, you win. If you bet it under, you got to go under 48, okay? That's the way it works with the gambling, and I'm sure there'll be a few $1 billion bet out in Las Vegas this week. All right, Jimmy, Mr. Babinski has picked the Eagles. It's your turn.
I think sometimes you can overthink things. Like
Yep.
you got Tom Brady, and then
Yep.
you have Nick Foles.
Right.
You got the Patriots were down 28 points in the fourth quarter last year. They still won. The Patriots are going to win. It's too bad. I don't like it. I'm not a huge Eagles fan either because I'm a Giants or Bills fan. So I don't want anybody to win, but somebody's gonna win. It's probably gonna be the Patriots. I don't know how. Maybe an instant replay will go their way, or they'll come back down 25 with four minutes to go in the game somehow. But yeah, that's probably. And then we're gonna have all the post game and Tom Brady, and it's just Bill Belichick might smile.
You can't doubt their experience. You can't.
Yeah. Well, from the Dogs' point of view, I tend to agree with Jimmy. I agree. This is Buffalo Bills country, and it's tough the last several years. The last 8 or 9 years, 7 or 8 years, the Bills go to training camp knowing they have zero shot of winning the division. Zero. Why? Because New England's won like 7, 8 in a row in the division. So it's an automatic as long as Brady's behind the number 12. And I see them going now to their 8th Super Bowl. They've won 5, and I'm thinking they lost 2 to the Giants. With Gronk coming back, I think he'll be ready to go. I think the concussion protocol will be done, as far as protocol, I should say. I just had this hunch that it's going to be Patriots again. Some way, somehow, I think the Patriots will win. I don't think they're going to cover the 4.5. I still think the Patriots are going to win, and it's going to be amazing because Bills fans are not going to be happy about it because they never are when the Patriots come. So Jeff likes Eagles. Myself and Jimmy seem to think it's going to probably be those Patriots again. Hey, by the way, folks, let me remind you, next week, it's kind of a human interest story for myself. We're going to bring in a couple folks from Auburn, New York. Rachel and Bill Jewell. They're the owners of Hunter's Diner on Main Street. They're over in Auburn. And there's a human interest story regarding myself and the eye injury that I suffered back in 1952. And we'll tell you why that all comes together next week when the owners of Hunter's Diner, join the Weber This Week show. So, Jeff, thanks again for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, speaking for the executive manager, along with our general manager, Jeff Babinski, and Jimmy Seneca, our owner-director, and this is the dog bidding you farewell. Enjoy. Come on out to Del Lago this week. It's anniversary week. Enjoy.